Welcome to St. Pete Beach, a Gulfront paradise with something for everyone, which ranks among Florida's top-rated beach towns year after year.
Or at least it did before September of 24, when the strongest storm to hit the area in over 80 years brought massive flooding and caused damage to over 80% of the buildings on the island. And as if that wasn't bad enough, just 2 weeks after Hurricane Helene brought the flooding, Hurricane Milton brought 100-mile-per-hour winds, causing major structural damage, widespread debris, and beach erosion throughout the island.
Today, nearly a year has passed since those storms blew through St. Pete Beach, and we're here to show you if this once bustling beach town is still the Gulfront paradise you remember.
Now, those of you who are at all familiar with this channel probably already know that we spent a lot of time here in St. Pete Beach prior to the hurricanes. We took you to a ton of restaurants, a few hotels, and pretty much every beach and beach bar that this island has to offer. But since we like to switch things up, we're going to be visiting a lot of spots here in St. Pete Beach that we haven't yet taken you to on this channel, while also giving you updates on some of our old favorite St. Pete Beach hangouts along the way.
Our first beach stop on St. Pete Beach is Upham Beach. Now, this does attract its fair share of tourists, but it doesn't tend to be as touristy as some of the other beaches here in this area. It also is a favorite among the locals because it is close to the downtown area. Now, today it is probably a little bit busier than typical because it's hosting a sand volleyball tournament. You can probably see all the courts set up behind me. Now, this beach is wide, it's pretty wide and soft, it is a little bit shelly, and there are some rocky areas. A lot of people do swim here, but there are no lifeguards. The concession stand has reopened, and they do have restrooms and rinse-off stations. You can also rent loungers, umbrellas, and cabanas here. And to us, this beach looks just as beautiful as it did before the hurricanes.
So we checked the weather forecast this morning, and they said that there were very little chances of rain until later this afternoon, but it's only around noon and there's definitely some storms blowing in. You can see the line of rain over there. We're hoping it doesn't make it to us, but it's not looking promising.
So that line of rain got here way too quickly. We had to run off of the beach to this little path here. Everybody else was running off the beach too. We have a little bit of shelter under these trees, but we're still getting quite wet.
Now, we are absolutely soaked, but the rain does seem to have stopped, at least for now. So as you can probably see, we are back out on the beach. And Upham Beach typically does have gorgeous sand and waters, but you can actually find gorgeous sand and water at plenty of beaches throughout St. Pete Beach. But what you can't find on those other beaches is one of our favorite spots on Upham Beach, the Secret Garden. Now, that Secret Garden used to be one of our favorite places, but we know that it got damaged really bad by the hurricanes, and last time we were there you could not even recognize it. So we're a little bit nervous to see what it looks like now, but we really hope that it's starting to recover and looks a little bit more like the gardens we remember. Now, while I've been talking to you guys, I think Jamie's ran way ahead. She's probably already at the gardens. I think she wants to check them out quickly so we can get out of here and find some shelter before it starts pouring again, which is probably a good idea. So while I make my way to the gardens to catch up with her, we're going to show you a little bit of our breakfast experience from a spot just a few blocks from here that we had about an hour ago.
We had to start our day here at La Crusette because this restaurant is one of the most recommended here on St. Pete Beach. It's a French-American cafe and it's been around for over 40 years.
Now, La Crusette is known for their croissants. Apparently they actually use French flour to make them, so we had to order a couple breakfast items that included those croissants, but these are definitely not your traditional breakfast items. I went with a hangover omelet, which has corned beef in it. It's covered in hollandaise sauce and stuffed inside one of their croissants. And Jamie went with the French toast, which is actually made using their croissants.
Now, even though we both ordered menu items with their croissants, they couldn't have been much different. My French toast had a hint of vanilla, and I really enjoyed the flaky texture of the French toast. We've never had it like that before, and we would definitely recommend trying it.
Now, as much as I also like Jamie's French toast, I think I enjoyed this croissant omelet even more. The omelet itself was fantastic. You could really taste the corned beef in it, but once you put it inside that croissant, it took it to another level. But honestly, I think the highlight of that meal for me was the hollandaise sauce. I don't know what they put in their hollandaise sauce, but it was so good. If I knew how good it was, I would have had them put it on the home price as well. We just finished up our breakfast at La Crusette, and that place 100% lived up to the hype. We both loved our meals, the service was super quick, and the staff were friendly. Now, we did find out that they had some pretty bad flood damage, but because the owners were able to get to work on the place right away, they were back up and running in just 10 weeks. So they were one of the first places to be back open on the island, and we're so happy they are because we know that a lot of the places we're going to show you today probably won't be.
Now, La Crusette is located on Corey Avenue, and the Corey Avenue Market is actually going on right now because we are here on a Sunday. We did walk down to check out some of the businesses that we've taken you to before on our channel. Unfortunately, it does look like Cocoa Addiction is no longer at its prior location, but we did confirm that Chill Restaurant is back open, as well as Surf Grove and Coffee. But unfortunately, the Frog Pond next to that coffee shop is no longer, and it looks like a new business is going to be taken over. We have made it to the secret garden. It is starting to sprinkle a little bit, so we don't have a lot of time here, but I am so happy to see it coming back. The volunteers who cleaned this place up and did the landscaping just did a fantastic job. Now, of course, it's not near as lush as it used to be. It will take time for a lot of the vegetation to grow denser, but it looks beautiful. There are a bunch of memorial benches that people can come here and still enjoy the gardens. It's like it has a new beginning here. That is rain coming in again. All right, we gotta run, put it away.
We just gotta get our electronics in a nice spot.
All right, we're already soaked, so we're not worried about getting more soaked. It's trying to get our electronics to a little bit of a dry spot. Yep. So there are a few of these concrete tables in the secret garden area. One of them is doing a really good job keeping our electronics dry.
Thankfully, the GoPro can get as wet as we want it to.
Yeah, so. The GoPro is
so we can document this torrential downpour.
There it is.
Now, in case you're wondering what a partly cloudy weather forecast with a 10% chance of rain here in Florida looks like, this is it, at least today. But normally this time of year I'm complaining about the heat, so at least I can't do that right now. Now, while we would have loved to show you this garden in the sunlight, it still looks great in the rain. And honestly, we're just happy that it looks so much better than it did last time we visited. So it's been about 20 minutes since this last round of rain came in, and it has no signs of letting up. Just another beautiful day here on St. Pete Beach. Hanging in there?
I think this palm tree is helping me out a little bit.
Your hat has a stream of water running from it.
Yeah, I'm pretty soaked. Oh man, you look so wet. After getting caught in 2 Florida downpours, we finally caught a break in the rain and made it back to the concession stand where our scooters are parked. Now, it was all worth it to be able to show you all that the secret garden is coming back. And while we were there, we actually got some really good news. Our hotel room is actually ready a little bit early, so I think we're gonna stop by there, change into some dry clothes, and then we'll meet you at our lunch spot. So we are here at the helm. We kind of had to hurry to change into dry clothes because on Sundays they do close at 2. They are known for their coastal inspired dishes, and the decor inside almost transports you to the Northeast, but their dishes have a Florida twist.
Now, the owners here must have some Northeast connections because they got Maine lobster on the menu, they have a Rhode Island clam chowder, and they also have Narragansett beer, which is out of Rhode Island. You don't see it too often around here, but whenever I see it, I gotta get it because I love it. It's just your typical lager, but I think it's better than most.
Now, earlier this summer, we were really excited to try this lobster roll that was highly rated in Boca Grande, but unfortunately that restaurant was closed for the summer. So when I saw the lobster roll on the menu here and heard the server say it's one of their most popular dishes, I had to order it. I opted for the cold version because it comes with a key lime aioli.
Now, while Jamie went with the lobster roll, I went all in on the crab because they have she crab on the menu here. Another thing you don't see at too many Florida restaurants. I got the she crab fries and the she crab soup. So these she crab fries showed up looking amazing. Not only do they have a ton of crab on them, but they also have their she crab soup. And I also have a bowl of she crab soup. I'm gonna try that first. That is so rich and creamy. It doesn't have huge chunks of crab in it, but it does still have a lot in it, and you can really taste it. It's delicious. So after I tried that she crab soup, I already knew that the fries were gonna be amazing. But in addition to that soup, they also have more crab, Old Bay seasoning, and melted cheese on top of them. Now, I've had a lot of good French fries in my life, but these may be the best. They are phenomenal.
Now the chunks of lobster in here are huge. I cannot wait to try it. Now I haven't had too many lobster rolls in my life, but this one has to be the best I've ever had. The lobster was really tender and I really like that hint of key lime in there.
Now, there are a lot of good restaurants here on St. Pete Beach, and we've had a lot of really good lunches here over the years, but we both agree that this was easily the best lunch we've ever had on St. Pete Beach because the food, the service, and the atmosphere were all phenomenal. Now, if you're finding this video to be phenomenal or even just a little bit above average, please hit that thumbs up button because every like really helps this video reach a wider audience and helps us keep making more Florida videos like this one. Now, because the shirt I was wearing earlier got absolutely drenched, I had to change into my beer drinking shirt, and it just so happens that right across the street from the helm is a brewery, so I'll give you one guess where we're heading to next. So it's pretty loud here at Mastery's Brewing today because they have a DJ bumping some music behind me, but I really want to tell you about this beer, so I'm going to do it while talking right into the microphone. They actually let me try a few different types of beer. The one I ended up going with is this Belgian Triple. It's like 7% alcohol, but it's still really smooth and has a really nice balance of fruit, malt, and spice. I would highly recommend this one. Now that we're finally dried out, had a great lunch and a great beer, it's time to head back to our hotel to show you where we're staying and right on the beach.
Welcome to our room at the Hilton Garden Inn. To my left is the bathroom. It is pretty spacious. We've got a shower with shampoo, shower gel, and conditioner. Across from the bathroom is an open closet with a safe down below. Across from that is a cute little nook. There is a coffee maker, some water, a microwave up top, and there's a mini fridge down below. Then we have our main living space here. There's a desk to my right and a TV, and we have 2 queen beds. I kind of like that there is carpet around the bed area and then fake tile in the rest of the room. And in the corner is where our dryer is, otherwise known as our air conditioner. It's doing a great job of drying out our clothes. Thank goodness this room is ready early because otherwise these things would be either in our car or in our luggage and still be sopping wet. Now Skylar has already made his way out to the balcony. We are on the 5th floor. How's the balcony?
Well, it's a little bit narrow and the main view is of the Tradewinds parking garage, but if you look over to the left, you can actually see the intercoastal, and to the right, you do actually have a pretty good view of the Gulf.
So double water view?
Yep.
Now that we've given you a quick tour of this room, we do have to take some time to unpack because we had no time to do it earlier today. And while we do that, I am going to tell you about today's sponsor because they make my new favorite travel bag. It is perfect for weekend getaways and beach vacations. This is the Bento Bag by Nomad Lane. I adore this bold violet, but don't worry if it's not your style because it does come in a variety of other colors. I love this deep front pocket because it has places for my travel documents, pens, my sleep mask, and even a clip for my keys. Now on top here are two pouches. On this side, I keep my travel toiletries, and on this side, I keep my random electronics. And I should mention that both of these do come with the bento bag for easy organization. Now this bag actually packs like a little suitcase. On the left side here, I have my straightener, a pair of shoes, and the cord to my laptop. On the right side, there is a padded space for my laptop, and behind that is where I have all my clothes. And I should mention you can access this portion of the bag from another zipper on top, so you can place items that you need easy access to. I've used this bag on a few trips and I love that there is a pocket or pouch for everything. And this thing is designed to fit under most airplane seats, so it can be used as a personal item. Now, if you're ready to purchase your own bento bag for your next getaway, click the link in the video description and use this code to save 10%. Thanks again to Nomad Lane for sponsoring this video. Next, we'll see y'all out on the beach.
So we made it back to the beach. We're right in front of our hotel, the Hilton Garden Inn, and we're only about a half mile south of where we were earlier today at Upham Beach, but it is much drier here. It's still pretty cloudy, but the sun is starting to peek out and it's really nice. The beach is nice and wide here. The sand is soft and white, and you also get access to complimentary loungers and cabanas when you stay here.
Just to the north of where we are right now is the Postcard Inn and the Beachcomber. Those are two hotels that have not yet reopened since the hurricanes. The Beachcomber is where Jimmy B's is located, and that used to be one of our favorite spots to go to listen to live music. Now, thankfully, Coconut Charlie's at our hotel does have live music going on right now, as well as Rumfish next door, because Rumfish and Tradewinds have both reopened.
Now, just down the beach from Tradewinds is where you'll find the Serrata Resort. Now, we've heard that that resort's recently undergone a bunch of renovations and will soon be transitioning to another Hilton property. That's where you'll find Rum Runners and Harry's, two beach bars which we have visited a time or two.
Just beyond the Serrata is the Bellwether, which is another hotel that has not yet been able to reopen. And that also means that Spinners, the rooftop bar and restaurant, and Bongo's, another one of our favorite beach bars, have not yet reopened.
Now, even though we can literally hear two live musicians right now, there's a band playing back up in the Upham Beach area where we were at earlier today, so we'll see you there next.
Now, before we take you inside, we do want to share some updates on other businesses in this area. Willie's next door was devastated by the storms, as well as Woody's across the street. We've heard that Willie's plans to rebuild, but Woody's doesn't plan to return. To the north of Toasted Monkey, Bowie's has reopened, as well as Oyster Shuckers and 82 Degrees to the south. While it continues to be a long road to recovery for St. Pete Beach, we are thankful to see so many people out and about supporting the businesses that have been able to reopen, like the Toasted Monkey. We are so glad we made it to Toasted Monkey for the band because they played some songs we really liked and the crowd was really fun. Now, once again, there are some storm clouds in the area, but we're really hoping that they clear up before sunset because our dinner spot is right on the beach.
So we made it here to Coconut Charlie's, the beach bar at our hotel right before sunset. And even though it wasn't the best sunset, we're really glad we decided to have dinner here. Jamie got the mahi tacos, which she really enjoyed. I got the buffalo chicken pizza, which was kind of the quality, I'd say, of a premium frozen pizza, but Considering their size and the price, I am not complaining. But easily our favorite thing about our dinner here at Coconut Charlie's was the atmosphere. We were surrounded by palm trees, there's a really good musician playing, and it was a great way to cap off the night. We'll see you back in the morning.
We are starting our morning at Cafe Soleil. Now, we have taken you here on the channel before, but we had to show you their new location because they are in a much bigger space across from Tradewinds right on the Intercoastal.
Now, since we have visited Cafe Soleil's old location several times, we already know that the food and the coffee are going to be great. But I have a feeling we're going to enjoy them even more this time with these awesome waterfront views. Now, since it's September and I love pumpkin everything, I'm probably going to be drinking pumpkin spice lattes for the next few months. The one they do here is fantastic. It's got a lot of pumpkin spice. The coffee flavor is strong and it's got a little sweetness, but not too much.
I went with a simple hot latte with honey. Now, they use kawa coffee, which we always enjoy, and this one has just a little bit of sweetness in it. It's really good. Today we ordered a berry tart and an ooh la la quiche. Two things we have had before, but they are so good we just had to share them with you all. So this is kind of like eating a mini pie. The crust to me is like pie crust. It is crumbly, but it's not dry. And that filling is full of berries. It's a little bit sweet and a little bit tart.
Now, to me, that quiche is pretty much the perfect texture. The inside is creamy and basically melts in your mouth. The crust is crunchy without being dry, and you can really taste the bacon in it, which I love. I would highly recommend this.
We just finished up our fabulous breakfast at Cafe Soleil, but before we leave this area, we did want to point out that next door used to be a Caddy's. It did close, and a new restaurant has moved in. It's Taverna on the Bay. It's a Greek restaurant. Now, we haven't tried it yet, but we have heard from some subscribers that it is pretty good. Another thing that's in this area is the beach zone, and that is the place where I originally bought this hat. A lot of people have asked me where I got this St. Pete Beach hat, so we're gonna go inside and see if they still sell this one or one similar. So they did still have a bunch of St. Pete Beach hats similar to this one, but unfortunately I could not find the palm tree flamingo one, so I guess that means I'm gonna have to hang on to this one a little while longer, even though it's starting to look a little rough.
So we are back here at the Hilton Garden Inn, even though we had to check out, because they told us that we could continue to use their amenities for the rest of the day. And that includes their pool, access to the loungers on the beach, and most importantly, their parking lot, because the public parking rates we've seen around here have been anywhere from $4.50 to $5.50 an hour, and that can really add up. So being able to park here for free will save us quite a bit of money. Now, as far as this hotel goes, we definitely would recommend it for couples. The property is beautiful, it's really well maintained, the amenities are great, and we're really happy with our room as well. Now, if you're traveling with a bunch of kids, we'd actually recommend staying right next door at the Tradewinds. The rooms aren't quite as nice, but they have a whole lot of things for kids to do over there, and the rooms are priced pretty similarly. Now, since we're parked for free and it's actually really comfortable out right now, I think we're gonna walk down the beach to the main public beach access area on St. Pete Beach to see what that's like. Now, while it may be comfortable out here on the beach, once again, it looks like it could start storming at almost any second. But don't worry, we did learn our lesson from yesterday. Today we have raincoats packed, we're wearing our swimsuits, and we have a waterproof bag to keep our electronics dry.
Now, this beach mat is new since the last time we've been out here. It connects Rumfish to Tradewinds, and they are sister properties. So it's easier to get to and from each of those properties. Oh, I really hope those storms stay offshore today.
Me too.
You know the storms are getting a little too close when they deflate the slide at Tradewinds. And it's going down right now. Skylar was looking at the radar, and they are predicting that line of storms to come right along the coast. So it's about a 50-50 chance of whether we're gonna get hit or not. Well, it must not be too bad out there because the dolphin racer is still out and about in the Gulf.
Now, as you can see, at least this part of the beach has pretty much completely cleared out at this point, but it actually does seem like the storm clouds are getting a little bit further away, so hopefully that trend continues. So we've made it to the main public beach access here on St. Pete Beach, which we are happy to report is looking as beautiful as ever, but it's also the least busy we've probably ever seen it outside of during an active hurricane, because it is a Monday in September. All the kids are back in school, and there's also a chance of storms pretty much all day, and it actually is starting to sprinkle a little bit.
We did notice that parking in this lot is $4 per hour, which is the cheapest we've seen in the area. There are restrooms and rinse-off stations here, and you can rent loungers and cabanas.
Now, just to the north of the main public beach access is where you used to be able to find the Dolphin Beach Resort, and another one of our favorite beach bars, Flippers, is currently being renovated, and we've heard that they've changed ownership, so we're really hoping that they build a new beach bar that we enjoy just as much as we did Flippers. Now, just to the south of the main beach access is where you'll find a couple more of our favorite beach bars, Chris's Beachside and Sandbar Bill's at the Bon Air. To the south of that a little bit, you'll find the Hotel Zamora and the Don Cesar, all of which we have taken you to on this channel, and all of which we can confirm are back up and running.
We have made it back to our hotel, and it is really tempting to hang out here, enjoy the cabanas and the beach the rest of the day, but there is still a whole other area of St. Pete Beach that we have to show you.
So we've made it to the far south end of St. Pete Beach, which is where you'll find Pass-a-grille. And our first stop here is the Mary Pier, where we were actually supposed to hop on the Shell Key shuttle earlier today. But because of this beautiful weather that we're having today, all 3 of the scheduled ferries have been canceled. But we think it's a great deal. It's only $30. It takes you to an uninhabited island with really secluded feeling beaches. And as the name suggests, there's some great shelling there.
Across the street from the pier is the Seahorse, which is a really popular restaurant that we have taken you to before, but as you can see, they are still recovering from the hurricanes. Now, just north of here, both the Wharf and Red, White, and Booze are open. Here along the historic 8th Avenue, most of the other businesses have been able to reopen, including Paradise Suites and Shadrack's, the local dive bar, but unfortunately we found that the Dewey restaurant hasn't reopened. Before we came down here to Pass-a-grille, we actually had another stop that we haven't shown you yet, because our plan was to bring some delicious food out on the beach today, but unfortunately the weather just isn't cooperating, and we have checked the radar and it is not getting any better. Thankfully though, the staff here at Paradise Suites were so nice. They said that we could eat our food here on their covered patio, and I guess that's just a sign that we need some ice cream after this.
So the place we decided to grab lunch from is called Odie's. It's a little authentic Greek restaurant that we've been wanting to check out for a while now. It's known for having great gyros, but we're also surprised to find that they have a little Greek deli, and they have Greek coffee, which we had to try. It was a little bit thick, a little bit gritty, and very strong, and probably a little more caffeine than we needed. Now, we decided to just grab €1 since we still weren't that hungry after our breakfast, but we're really excited to try this. Now, even though we didn't get to try that gyro when it's fresh, it is still delicious. The gyro meat is really tender and flavorful. The tzatziki sauce is super creamy, and the pita bread seems to be really fresh. I'd say that is a great gyro. Plus, I think it's only $10, which is an absolute bargain. We will definitely be going back to Odie's.
Here they do serve Yoder's ice cream, which is probably our favorite local ice cream. Now, they did have a flavor we hadn't seen before. It's Cookie Butter Crunch. It's kind of like a Biscoff cookie, but a creamy version, and there's a hint of cinnamon in it.
So just as we were finishing up our ice cream, the rain stopped and we can even see just a little bit of blue sky on the horizon. So we decided to make our way down to the beach. Now the beach here in Pass-a-grille isn't as wide and doesn't have quite as soft a white sand as you'll find up on the beaches further to the north, but it is still a beautiful beach, plus it's covered in shells.
I am so glad we got a little bit of blue sky here at Pass-a-grille Beach because it is one of our favorites, but unfortunately we don't get out here a lot. Now if you're someone who hasn't visited for a while, or maybe you've never even visited St. Pete Beach at all, we do hope this video encourages you to take a trip here, because even though it's still in the recovery process, there are tons of businesses out here to support, and as you saw, the beaches are still gorgeous.
Now obviously we did not have perfect beach weather here the last couple of days, and unfortunately we didn't get a chance to show you how vibrant the Gulf waters can be here in St. Pete Beach, but overall we still cannot complain about the weather, especially considering we're halfway through hurricane season now and we haven't even had a tropical storm yet. So we're really hoping that that trend continues so St. Pete Beach has the additional time that it needs to fully recover. Now we do have one more spot to take you to still. We heard that there's a happy hour going on until 6 o'clock at an establishment right across the street, so it should have really great views of the water, and we'll see you over there.
So it turns out this place does not actually have a happy hour, but we are glad we came here because we thought the prices were very reasonable for a place right across the street from the beach. And we tried their fish dip and it was fabulous. Plus, the views up here were even better than we expected. It was the perfect way for us to end our time out here on St. Pete Beach. Now, if you're curious to see what else there is to do in this area of Florida, then click here right now. Thanks for watching.